I'm so feeling.
Before I introduce one of the members, I have a few more everybody's got them. Want real quick, take it out, take a picture of everybody, and then move on. Secondly, after introducing Dr. Yes, for the one ISC square and most so information, where we can do that. And now, everybody's phones are off. Introduce our new, big round of applause, Director of Athletics. Let's hear it for Karen Mann.
Thank you, Chris. Good evening. Welcome. Welcome back. It's very nice to see your faces out there. Before I go too far, I just want to thank our Hall of Fame committee for helping us get this class nominated and in here. So thank you. I especially have to thank Kim Wadman because without her, none of this would be here and would be happening. We'd be sitting in an empty room with blank tables and no food. So I'd like to welcome members of the Post University Leadership Team. Thank you all for being here and celebrating with us. We appreciate it. Most importantly, thank you to our inductees and congratulations, the 2003 CACC men's basketball team and all-time leading scorer men's basketball relay. Congratulations to all of you. Very well-deserved honor and very well-deserved recognition for you. We are just a little bit past the 20th anniversary of the men's basketball team championship. It does seem like it was just yesterday. I know hopefully you guys have shared some great memories. I know I have a ton myself. The most important and most vivid in my mind is JJ making us all wear the exact same outfit for every single game. I was going to wear those pants tonight, but I outgrew them a long time ago. Anytime I spoke to JJ about this team, he was very clear that it was built by other people. Yep, there he is. Thank you. I don't know where, or no, that's his son. He was just lucky enough to coach. Not you, not you either. We're fortunate to have several members of the Takeo Post University administration here with us tonight to help us celebrate. President Dr. John J. DeTemple, Senior Vice President Ed Lazarus, and Director of Athletics, Steve Dan specifically asked me to pause there. So thank you for obliging. I appreciate that. The one piece missing is Coach Curl. He originally was not able to make it because they had a wedding, and then the hurricane just messed everything up for everybody. They're safe in Florida. He sends his regards. Congratulations. When I initially called him, the first thing, now picture and remember Coach Curl's voice. He said, "Oh, shoot, I got good stories too." But he sent his congratulations. But guys, congratulations. So glad we're finally able to honor you. Latham Nation, lovely to see you guys again. I was hoping for the shirts, but you did. What many of you don't know is that Aubrey was originally recruited to play volleyball, basketball, and softball at Post. Mike Brianza recruited for volleyball, Tracy for basketball and softball, and I think probably actually Taylor really recruited her. So For a few reasons, after her freshman year, Aubrey decided to focus on basketball. Clearly worked out for her. Did very well. I was so fortunate to witness firsthand so much of what got you here. The best part of that was watching you break the scoring record that Tracy set with Tracy right here and Taylor right here. So again, this is so glad that we're finally. You will always be one of the best student athletes that we've ever had. So um, we have a great evening. First, we're going to eat. A member of the staff is going to come up to your table and direct you to the buffet. And thank you.
Hello. I know. They told me not to. But we have a tradition with our team. Before every game, we would have a person before we went on the field. So this here. I know he's here somewhere. Oh, he's right next to me. Thank you. He's just going to give a. I know a lot of us have already started eating, but we're just going to do a quick blessing while he's here. And he is very motivational. No pressure.
A little pressure. All heads bowed. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the food that we're about to receive. We thank you for the spirit of companionship, the spirit of fellowship, and being in the building. We ask that you touch this food, that you bless it, you allow it to go down under your blood, even now as we in Jesus' name. Yeah.
Check test. Folks, just a quick announcement. If you want to help yourselves to seconds, please do. We're going to begin the rest of our program in about 5 minutes. Also, behind the table that has all the food on it, there is desserts. So please help yourselves. And I will see you in about 5 minutes. Announcement before we jump into our program. So, Jules, if you could raise your hand over there. She is taking group photos. So, if you guys want any photos done, head on over. She's right in the corner there. She's raising her hand. Not everybody's looking at you, but hopefully they find you. Now, I need everybody's attention because we're going to bring another person up here. She graduated in 2012. She is a dual sport athlete. So, how about a nice big round of applause? We need Taylor Doyle. Let's hear it for her.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight to support Post University and its incredible athletics department. This university holds a special place in my heart, and I'm particularly excited to share this moment with someone who has left an incredible mark on the women's basketball program, Aubrey Latham. If you ever had the pleasure of playing alongside Aubrey, you know she was a teammate you always wanted by your side but dreaded to face in practice. She had that competitive edge that kept us all on our toes, and let's be honest, she was the one our opponents game planned for. As a point guard for so many years, I can assure you that the game changed dramatically when Aubrey was on the court. Growing up with her has been a journey. While most people think I was the one taking care of her, it's clear that she always had my back and the backs of everyone around her. That loyalty and support has been key to her success, and we've all benefited from her incredible talent. So let's take a moment to recognize some of Aubrey's amazing accomplishments. Most all-time leading scorer with 1,790 points. She also holds the record for field goals made, 154. She was named first team CACC All-Conference in 2013-2014 and made first team All-Region Daktronics in 2014. Let's not forget her dual honors as CAC All-Star, first team member in 2013 and 14, and of course, she's a part of that esteemed point club. That's not all. Aubrey holds the single season records for points, field goals made, free throw percentage, and the single game point record. It's safe to say she made a habit of rewriting the record books. As we celebrate her achievements tonight, let's also celebrate the person she is. Dedicated, passionate, and an unwavering teammate. Aubrey, your hard work and tenacity have inspired not just your teammates, but everyone who has the pleasure of knowing you. So without further ado, it is my great honor to introduce the newest member of the University Athletic Hall of Fame, Aubrey Latham.
Okay, I'm not great at public speaking. First off, I would like to sincerely thank everyone on the committee for thinking of me for this wonderful recognition. It is certainly one of the most meaningful and personal honors I've ever received, and I am proud and honored to be standing here. I also want to congratulate the committee for your induction as well. I love seeing Post University basketball recognition it deserves. Very proud of your accomplishments. For singing all your kind words. I know this was not an easy ask, um, but as always, I appreciate all you have done and continue to do for me. When I think back to my time I spent here at Post University, it is always with some of the best memories of my life. And attending this university had a profound effect on me. I will admit, Post was not my first option, but I'm so fortunate that it was the option I went with. I've had some of the best teammates whom I owe a lot to, and I'm thankful for the friendships I made in my time here. And I'm so lucky to even have some of them here tonight. I could never have imagined that my career would have taken off like this. It was not until I was in high school in my junior year that I realized I wanted to play basketball in college. And I'm so thankful that I chose basketball, for it led to so many opportunities in life. Because of basketball, I was able to play overseas in Europe, and travel the world, while also obtaining my master's degree. I'm lucky enough to have some of my previous coaches going all the way back to middle school here today who helped mold me into the player that I became. One of the stat lines that really stand out to people, which most don't even believe, is my free throw percentage. By my senior year in college, I was at 93% foul shooting. Some might say that as impressive, but let me tell you, I do have some slight PTSD on how I became a good foul shooter, in which I owe that stat line to one of my coaches here tonight. Katie Uhas, my middle school basketball coach, certainly made sure if we were going to lose, it certainly would not be because of food. She had my team do this drill where if you missed a foul shot, I don't know if I have this completely correct, you would run up and down the court once. But if you missed air ball or missed both foul shots, you run up 4-3-2-1, which was probably the worst running drill in basketball. And there were 15 girls on my team, and we sucked. Needless to say, we certainly were the most in shape middle school team around. So thank you, Katie, for making me so scared to miss a power shot that I broke records in college. um, I also want to thank one of our high school basketball coaches here tonight. DJ. When I was in high school, I was uncertain which sport I wanted to play in college. DJ helped push me to be the best player I could possibly be and showed me potential I had within this sport. He would attempt to keep me in line, and I can truly say I appreciate him for all of his patience, with me, which I know was not easy. All those practices you switched against me made me want to consistently show you I was better than you and made me into the tough player I became. So thank you. Unfortunately, my college coach, Tracy Garofalo, could not be here tonight, but she absolutely deserves a shout out. I remember the day I was coming up to watch one of Taylor's games, and she brought me to the office to show me around. At this point, Tracy had no idea who I was. She was not even recruiting me. She wanted to tell me that she was the university's all-time leading scorer, and me being me, I let her know that if I go to this university, I will break that record. And 5 years later, at 120 CL, I did break that record. I really do owe so much of my success to Tracy, and I'm forever grateful for everything she did for me during my time. I have been so lucky that throughout my lifetime, I have had so many people support me. My previous teammates, Casey, Taylor, my friends here, Johanna, Cheeks, all of you, I appreciate everything you've ever done for me. Thank you for putting up with me for all those years. I cherish the memories that we created at Post. I'm so thankful that all of you are still in my life today. You all had a huge impact on my time here, and I also have a great amount of my success. Even though you did not know me in college, thank you for always staying by me, supporting me in everything that I do, and I'm so lucky to have you in my life. The last people I would like to thank are my parents. People don't realize the importance of showing up, and my parents showed up to every single home. My mom would make treats for my team for every game, and with at this rate, I think my team was like my mom more than me. They probably don't even know this, but one memory that I will never forget is my last game in a coach. We had been eliminated from playoff contention, so this game did not mean anything. Before that game, I texted my dad and asked if they were coming to my game, in which he responded, "Sorry, we won't be able to," which really did upset me. I was in the layup line warming up for the game, and I happened to look over at the edge of the gym and see both my parents walk in. And for those who know me, I'm not an emotional person, but I did cry, and then I went on to score 0 points in the first half. Luckily, I scored 32 in the second. I never said it enough, but all the long days of practice and tournaments and driving all over the country to watch sports never went unnoticed and was more appreciated than you will ever know. I can truly say I am so grateful that I chose to attend Post University. I cannot even imagine having experience at any other university that I did here. The fact that a few days after my ACL surgery, the dean at the time called me personally, which, mind you, I thought I was getting kicked out of school, just to check in on me and ask how surgery went, just goes to show how much of a close-knit community this school is. I will forever cherish my time here and truly appreciate even being thought of and chosen for this induction. Thank you all again.
I think everybody, we should get on our feet. One more big round of applause. Come on. And now I'd like to invite up Coach Mara to address everybody. He is, let me correct myself. He is the former athletic director. Big round of applause. Let's hear it for Mr. Mara.
Huh. Thank you. Good evening. Nice to see TPU in the house. Very nice. One thing I have been struck by this evening is what a great group of people. You know, the players, the staff. You can see why that team formed because you're behind. I'm really enjoying this evening, seeing these people that we haven't seen in forever, but it seems like yesterday, right? I mean, nothing's changed. Everybody's assumed the same roles. You know, Will's still nice and calm. Everybody's making fun of a leak. It's really, it's, it's no different than it's ever been. It's great. So, a lot has changed with Post. You know, the different colors, different name, but a lot is still the same. Very focused on the student. Still has a great athletic program. I'd like to give a shout out to Coach Mark Kuntz in the back of the room. Is Mark still here? Mark led the Eagles to the regional semifinals last year, which is basically you're in the final 32 in the country, which is a great accomplishment. I know he's got a real good team this year. I'm not going to jinx you, but you know we know it's going to be an exciting year. So if you have a chance, please come watch the Eagles. So, Post has been a member of the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference for at least 35 years. It has a long and glorious history in that conference. But in all that time, the Eagles have won one CACC men's basketball championship. So it's very fitting that the committee chose to honor this team. The players deserve the honor tonight, but we would be remiss not to include administrators who supported the program and helped the team to achieve greatness. President John made it tough. No president ever gave greater support. Ed Lazarus, senior VP, a man who, in my opinion, saved the school back in its Takeo Post days and led the athletics. And Vice President Scott Allen, who to this day still serves the athletes at Post University. Many of you may remember, maybe you'd like to forget it, but the Eagles were coming off a ninth place finish in the CACC after the 2001-2002 season. The coaches in the league, they were not optimistic about the Eagles' chances. Preseason poll, the Eagles were voted 8th in an 11-team conference. In the early going, the team did all it could to prove those coaches right. Starting the year 2-6, I remember after a particularly tough loss to Quincy, that the team held a late night meeting after landing at Bradley. And I was waiting for them, and I can tell you, it lasted longer than their flight from Chicago. But whatever was said there worked. The team went on to win the next three, and the seeds of a championship started to grow. Wins over Holy Family. Ronan, I have to give it to you. A three-point shot by Ronan O'Leary keyed that win over Holy Family. Then there was Caldwell, who had always been a nemesis, and the team blew out Caldwell at that point. So finished 15-5 in the conference and in second place overall. I have to add 10-1 in the cozy confines of the Grubner Center. The Grubner giveth and it taketh away. In the postseason, Felician upset number one NJIT in the first semifinal, and the Eagles decimated nemesis Caldwell 89-67 in their own gym the first year of its existence, behind 33 points from Ron Christie. The final close against Felician, the two teams had split during the year. Felician was a tough opponent, quick guard, skilled big men. In the first half, Felician won the first half, 38-28. In the second half, the Eagles returned to form outscoring Felician 46-32 to claim a 74-70 victory. It was a team victory. 12 players played. The post bench, this is a remarkable stat. I found this out today. I'm baffled. I'm not baffled by it. I don't want to, but this is an amazing number. The post reserves outscored the Felician reserves 30-5 in the game. That's amazing. Colin O'Reilly was the MVP with 24 points, followed by Ron Christie with 15, and Bill Moore with 12. 3 players in double figures. The Eagles led the conference in scoring, no surprise there, 78 points a game. In scoring margin, they beat the other team by with a 6.1 advantage. In field goal percentage, 47%. Led in rebounds, 45 rebounds a game. So if you're making more shots, you're still getting more rebounds than everybody else. That means you can really rebound. And in rebound margin, 10.9 rebounds per game more than their opponent. Ron led the conference in scoring. He was 9th in rebounding, 8th in steals, 4th in blocks, 3rd in three-pointers. He was player of the year and first team All-American. Terrence Wilson was 12th in assists to turnover ratio, meaning how many times he got an assist, how many times he turned the ball over. And all of this was led by an all-star coaching group of assistants. Will Johnson, Todd McAvoy, Dan Carroll, and Blaine Arthur. In his only season as head coach, the 2003 CACC Men's Basketball Coach of the Year, J.J. DeTemple. JJ did his best Elvis Has Left the Building act at that point, and after 1 year, he was gone. Been there, done that. So, JJ was a joy to work with, very entertaining guy, did a great job, and this team would not have been here without his leadership, without JJ's coaching. At this time, I'd like to introduce one of the stars of the championship game, Will Moore. In the final moments, I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I remember this. We were ahead by 2. They had the ball, they being Felician. They tried to get the ball inside to Jeffries, their big guy on the block. Ronan O'Leary batted the ball away. Will Moore grabbed it, 2 free throws, and we went home. So all right. Good evening, everybody.
First, I want to give it all to them, the Alpha and Omega, for allowing us to be here. Safe travels. The traffic was rough getting here from Philadelphia, but I'm glad we made it. It's good to see some old faces, familiar faces, and some new faces. I'm Will Moore, 2003, taking your post university, and a proud member of that 2002-2003 CACC basketball team. I want to, before I get into it, I want to thank University for having us out tonight and honoring us. We were wondering, to be honest, a softball team went in. Hey, but I'm glad that we're in. We're being welcomed, so thank you. I was asked tonight to speak about my experience at TPU and what I remember. Thank you, Chris. What I remember about that team, that game. Dan hit on a lot of the points. I will reiterate from the player's perspective what I remember. But before I get in, I want to congratulate Aubrey, which you were able to. I read the stats and I was amazed. But you were able to accomplish when you're let's get into it. So, to my fellow teammates, now I know we're a lot mature, we're a lot older now. A lot of us have gray, we have gray in our beard. So, I'm gonna say something, guys, and I expect every single one of you to respond. Got it? Gangrene in the house. No, 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 no. We can do a lot better than that. You know how loud we used to be back in the day? Let's try this again. Gangrene in the house. Gangrene in the house. So that team, as Dan mentioned, a lot of leadership. We got to give these people their flowers. So you think, we look at a lot of us have followed, and you hear about the front office, the owner. So I'm going to put it into those terms. Back to our team. So when you think about the top, it comes from the top. Dr. DeTempo. He was the owner of the team, right? He was the one at the top, set the tone for the university, and it trickled all. I can remember that university, and I have very, very fond memories of that place. I think a lot of it is credit to Dr. D. Scott Allen was the CFO, and if you look at any sports teams looking business, the president's there, the owner's there, they have the CFO right there because they're the ones who have to make sure that the financial resources are there to support us. Ed Lazarus, as Dan said, I would call him in a professional sport, president of basketball operations. So during that time, Ed was very, very influential to us, right? And so making sure that we had what we needed. So thank you, Ed. Then you have the GM, which would be Dan Mara. I think Dan was very integral in our success and making sure, again, that we had whether it was home or away, the facilities, he was there, paving the way for us. Thank you, Dan. Karen Mann was a one-woman show. I still don't understand how she supported all the teams from a athletic training perspective, but Karen spent many hours, helping us overcome injuries and getting back to the game. So, Karen, thank you for taping us up and making sure we were healthy. Speaking of which, Karen, as I'm looking in, my right knee's bothering me, so I gotta. Okay, all right. I gotta go to somebody because we gotta work this out. So you think about that team, as Dan mentioned, Coach JJ came in that year and led us with his, but that team was designed by another architect. We have to give their flowers. Coach Tom Curl, TC. Yep. That team was designed by Coach Tom Curl and was with us my first 2 years there. And we had a lot of success, but he obviously decided to. He built that team. So I got to make sure I call him out as well as his assistants, Mike Donnelly and Bill, again, PG from UConn. Thank you, guys. Now, our coaches, Coach JJ DeTempo, Coach of the Year. Coach came in with a different style. I don't know if you guys remember, but we did the same thing every single practice. No variation. The same thing. We knew it. At the time, we were wondering, what's he doing? But what he was doing was building that muscle memory and that repetition and getting us conditioned and trained for where we were going to go. And well done, Coach. Coach Will, C-Dub. You know, I thank Coach Will many times. He really kind of was a mentor. He was younger than a lot of the coaches and related to us, and was like a mentor and a big brother. And he even laced them up and played basketball with us in the summertime, and he would always compete with us. And he would be fouling, pushing us hard. But I knew he was doing. He was trying to make us strong. Thank you, C-Dub. Uh, Coach Dan Carroll. Coach Dan Carroll came in year 2002-03. Really was a great addition to our coaching staff. Relatable, very friendly, very approachable. Was able to. Coach Carroll was very direct and honest, and didn't mince words, and that's what we needed. That tough love. So thank you, Coach Todd McAvoy. He's not here tonight. Um, Coach Todd was another great addition, and really, he and JJ kind of had. It really started from that summer before, and talking about where the team was going to go. And Coach Todd was always supportive of us, making sure that we were following through on our academic commitments. So each of the coaching staff, they did something, and that's what was a major part of our success. Last but not least, Coach Blaine, who's not here. Um, Coach Blaine was the most unique of them all because he was a player. He was our teammate for the 3 years prior. When he graduated, he was going to pursue further education. He stayed on as our coach, and it was great to have him because at times he would say, "What are those coaches doing?" But then Coach Blaine would say, "Well, you got to see it both sides." So he was able to connect the dots for us, and that was very helpful. So, thank you, Coach Blaine. Now, the championship run, a lot of the stats that Dan mentioned, I'm going to mention a couple others. So, as Dan mentioned, we were horrible to start the season. We started off the first 11 games, we had 4 wins, 7 losses. But as Dan astutely mentioned, the Holy Family game changed everything because we would historically lose both games, home and away. Dominican, Caldwell, Bloomfield, Felician, we always lost both of those games. They were guaranteed losses, no matter where we were. We beat Holy Family that year. We knew something was up. Something changed because we lost to them. I think when I recall back to those times, I think the coaches and Coach JJ said, we are more athletic and deeper than other teams. So we're going to cut back on the X's and O's, go run them off the floor. That was the challenge. That was the difference that the change that was made. And it made a difference. We ended up finishing the season, those last 18 games, we won 15, we lost 3. So I like to call that season a redemption tour. Okay. The team, we were very athletic, as I mentioned, but I have a very vivid memory of that championship game. In pregame warmups, you're not allowed to dunk. So before the game, referees were not out there yet. So our team, warming up, we were dunking. And every single team dunked the ball. Not many teams could do that. Also, we went 10 to 12 guys deep, depending on who we were playing. We had a strong backcourt. From Terrence Wilkins, we called him Bird, to Chuck Solomon, to Omar Thompson. These guys literally had the basketball on the string and could dribble, could cut through defenders, find the open man, and had the ability to score. And they would knock down defenders. So teams couldn't press us. That's a big part of our success. We had all-around scorers from Ron Christie, Skipwith, we call him Skip, and Colin O'Reilly. No matter what kind of defense teams played on us, you couldn't stop them. These guys were just automatic. They were a big part of our swagger back then in our arsenal. Then we had Swiss Army knives. Guys who can do several things, whatever we needed at the time. From Jermaine Robinson, Bang, from Chris Bethune to yours truly. Whether it meant locking up the best guy on the other team, we did it. Whether it meant getting the rebound, we did it. Scoring a bucket or two, we were able to do that. You filled the holes wherever were needed. Then we had sharpshooters. Guys, you give them an inch of space, it's over. They're going to knock it down. Glenn Gary, G Money. He was called G Money because it was money. That was it. Russell Paulding, Russ. Russ came in our 2002, 2003 year and really he's like a bully. He was very, very big, very buff, and deceiving because you would think this buff guy, he's fast. He's fast, he's strong, he can shoot the gun. Great addition. Alex Tunney. He's not here tonight. Alex Tunney, another one of those shooters who can kind of do several different things. So those were the guys who, when you think about our team back then, it was around sharpshooting. Last but not least, that front court. Big guys. Ronan, Big Bro, Wes, and Big L. I mean, these guys, you look at them, and they're nice guys. But on the court back in those days, they were nasty. They were mean. And, I mean, during practice, it would hurt us. I mean, yeah, Big L broke my nose. I mean, these guys, but that's what we needed. That's what we needed. We needed that strength and the paint. And they could throw the glass, and were a big part of our arsenal and our strength. I wrap up by saying that championship game, our crowd was ridiculous. I want to thank our front office again for busing our fans to the game. I think that was the big thing that we needed. It was in New Jersey, but we had a bus of students who were there and really evened out the playing field. And they were loud and they were rambunctious. As Dan mentioned, we were down by 10. They led 28 minutes out of 40. So 70% they led. Remember, it's not how you start. That's right. We took our first lead at the 8-minute mark. We went back and forth, and then we ultimately went on to win that game, 74-70. I want to thank the parents of our teammates. A lot of parents, our guardians, those who invested in us, who allowed us to attend this great university. Gentlemen, it was an honor to play alongside you. Remember, never forget that we are champions. If you look at our league, there's approximately 150 other guys who would love to be where we are tonight. Champions. Hall of Famers. Yeah. So, with that said, until we meet again, may God bless you and your family.
Those are two tough acts to follow, but I would like to invite the men's basketball team and staff up to accept their plaque and be inducted into the Hall of Fame, where they rightly deserve to be.
The basketball team no more. Yeah. Just say that. Breathe. Breathe.
You still being a bully all these years later.
Yep.
Breathe. This was the basketball team or the football team?
A little wider
What?
now.
Yeah, a little bit.
I just got one last word. Before we end the night, I would like to nominate for the next Hall of Fame our athletic director. I don't know how many weeks. And just one quick story. At halftime, I didn't know what to say because we were so far behind. And she's like, just tell them you couldn't any worse. And they couldn't. And that's the only thing I said at halftime. And it worked. Thank you, Dan. You are my next induction into the Hall of Fame.
So I think one thing that wasn't mentioned when all the accolades were happening, and now keep in mind, I haven't been here very long, so I haven't gotten to know everybody, but Chris Bethune, if I could hire him to be my hype man at any of these events, all I heard was, yeah, yep. So one more big round of applause for, again, 2002, 2003 men's team. And now, before I conclude, I want to touch on the thing. So for tomorrow, we have a tailgate party at Munis at 12. We'd love everybody to be there. Football game is at 12. Homecoming festivities on the main campus are going to be 3 to 7, and the men's soccer team is playing at 3:30. So again, we want to show up for them. Congratulations to Aubrey Latham and the 2002-2003 men's team. And also, before we close, I'd like a big round of applause and maybe even stand for both our past and present leadership. How about a big round of applause for them? Thank you, everybody, for coming. Get home safe and go Eagles.
Go on, Taylor.
You inducted her.